Boom, dun, dun. What? Gifts are suspended in your live restriction. Recommended in search results for 10 minutes due to reproduced content such as pre-recorded or copy content. Learn more. Oh man, come on. How come people can do music and I cannot do anything? I don't understand. Okay, so let's suspend the music. The music's killing me. Come on. I love the music, but it kills me. This sucks. Oh my gosh. Maybe this. I wonder. Anyway, let me share this with our friends. Okie dokie. Let's share this with friends. Let me send this to my friends. Say job interview training. Good morning. Ooh, no. Keep me here. Keep me here. Stay. $100% in English. I don't know if this is the best music, actually, to be honest, but it's what we got. Good morning, everyone. Morning, everyone. Now let's do. Ah, this is sad. But it is what it is. I am sad that it's got to be this way. But, oh well. Let's go. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. All right, guys, let's get started. Great stuff. I should open the job interview training tab. This is taking so long. Important topics, job interview training, part 2. Open all. Yeah, there's lots of tabs. I don't need this. I need this. I need this. Let's put this in the beginning. I need this. I need this. I need this. I need this. Yeah, that'll be good. I think this would be good. So, oh, and by the way, where did the chat go? Where's the chat? Where's the chat? Good morning. Hey, sorry this is a mess. But soon it will be good. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Emma. Good morning, Hugo. I am so many things to figure out here. This will be 100% in English. I'll do the job interview training. Hopefully it will help you guys out. And good to be with you all here. Let me connect as well. You guys are the greatest. I can't wait to have classes with you. This would be amazing. Let me see if I'm in the correct account. Where am I at? Oh, there it is. Sweet. Oh, I guess the screen is too large. All right, so you can tap to flip your phone and then watch it sideways. Okay? So just so you know, you can flip the phone and watch it sideways if it's best for you. I think I have everything here already and we can get started. Let me just adjust a little bit because apparently the screen is too large. Right? You guys see the screen? It's too large, right? Correct? Let me just make this a bit smaller. Good. Let's see if this is better. Oops, it's still not small enough. Not little enough. Is this better now? Now drop this here. Now I think it's good. How does it look? It looks good though? All right, cool. Now you can also flip it. All right, then you will see it full screen. Think it's gonna be better, but you guys do whatever you want. However you want to do. It's they call it landscape mode. All right, so let's talk about job interview, man. This is a frightening thing, right? So we got it. Oh, Nelma's not gonna stay, but Hugo, I'm glad you're here, brother. Hopefully this will be good content to you. I'm also thank you. I'm also she's the greatest, right? I am also streaming on the Red platform, if I may say that. This is not gonna get me kicked out. And let me see. I got a code here. Come on, I got the code. I just want to sign in. Okay, whatever. Apparently, they're not gonna be able to do that. So yes. All right, so let me show you. This is good stuff. Dang, we got 20 minutes. Let me text the next student, see if he's actually coming, because if he's not, then I'm staying here. And I can even, like, kind of interrupt after I finish the training so we can do conversation mode, which is the greatest. I love it. So let me just talk to him. It's Tony, by the way. Good morning, Tony. All set for today's call. Today's class. I got banned, by the way, as usual. Yes. Come be part of our group in the green app. Soon, everybody. I feel quite impressed with your background. PNG. Yes, brother. It was great times. I loved it. It was good. Very, very good. I spent 6 good years there. It was good stuff. I'll talk a little bit about that too. I text my friend Let's see if he's coming. Is the music too loud? I can turn it down. Okay, you guys tell me if it's too loud and I'll turn it down. Sweet. So let's get started, guys. So today, the goal here is this job interview training. Okay? And we'll talk about your psychological preparation, also some behavioral tips, stuff you can do before, during, and after the interview that will make you stand out. Also, some common interview questions. You might find them online. So these are like the questions that you got to be ready for them, because most likely up to 3 of them will be asked eventually. And also tailored questions. So nowadays, with the use of AI, you can be so far ahead of competition by being ready specifically for that job interview. You can use your background with your resume and then connect it to the job position description and also to the person who is interviewing you, and then cross-reference all this information using AI. And then you can have questions that are specific about this role and that this person will likely ask, and that you can add value to thanks to your background. Okay, so this is amazing. We are also, I'm an English teacher. I have an English school, and we do lots of job interview trainings, some intensive modes. And basically, it's a job interview training per se. There is no English training there, even though that's what the students are coming from. Just because the job interview training is so intense, they get to learn lots of English along the way. They feel very confident about it. But the goal is the job interview training. And then they're amazed about how ready you are and how can they be prepared for their job interviews thanks to everything that we have in the background. So we're going to be sharing this AI prompts with you so you can plug it into your LLM, whatever you use, Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, whatever it is. And then, yes. And also, we can do a very profound study about the company, the market, the region. So you're super ready for your job interview. Yes. And of course, as you practice for one job interview, you're practicing for many, because you're talking about yourself. So, oh man, this is so much work for only one job interview. I don't even know if I'm going to get the job. You're practicing. So you're getting more and more prepared for the job interview, for the job that's actually yours. So this is very good stuff. And then at the end, if English is a thing for you to overcome here, I've also shared some English tips so you can learn on your own or with a teacher and move forward fast. All right, good. Any questions so far, my friends? I will like this here. Yeah, sweet. So far, so good. Shall we move forward? I will also, I will add a job. All right, good stuff. Training. Ask your questions. All right, cool. So guys, just before we get started, I feel like I should talk a little bit about myself, just because you might be like, who is this guy and why should I listen to him? So I have led huge teams, and at the same time, because I was leading lots of people, so I had to hire lots of people, I had to promote lots of people, I had to fire some people, unfortunately. We did HR trainings, and I know the tricks. I know the things behind the scenes. What are the things that they're looking for? And I'll share all of this with you guys here. It's no hidden mystery or anything like that, but it's something that I can bring to you with what actually matters. If you go online, and then you might find like scattered information, and some of it might be wrong, I will just share it with you what's for real very meaningful and how this can help you so much. All right, so let's talk just a little bit about myself so you get to know me a little bit. Okay, so my friends told me I cannot share phone numbers or emails or anything like that. So this is my LinkedIn page. I don't know if you knew, but you can download your page, and then this is what it looks like as a PDF. Okay, it's very neat. Okay, you can use it as your resume. Oh my God, I don't have time to do my resume. You can just download your LinkedIn page. Make sure your LinkedIn page is up to date, and then you can just download it. I could even show you what it looks like, but LinkedIn is giving me a hard time logging in here. And hopefully, these platforms that I'm talking to you from will not ban me just because I'm saying the name of another platform. I don't even think that they are competitors, but who knows? These rules are kind of obscure to me. Yet, now I have these people supporting me and they're telling me what the rules are, but I don't want to break any of them. But anywho, so this is me, Daniel. All right. So nowadays I'm a business English teacher. I also own a school, an English school, and I work as international admissions counselor for this university, Simpson University in California. But I did have some experience for 6 years at P&G and 1 year at Colgate until I decided to entrepreneur. And I did work for Berlitz, which is the largest language school in the world. Nowadays, with online stuff, I'm not sure if they are still the largest, but I mean, they were ahead by so much that I bet they still are. So, anywho, we would have to do some researching, and yeah, so let's do it. Who is the largest language school in the world? What is the largest language school in the world? EF. So apparently it's someone else nowadays. Yeah, because of the online and everything else. So yeah, now these guys are the biggest. I could say the brick and mortar. I don't know if that's how they put it for like physical places. You know what I'm saying? But that's an online school and they beat Berlitz apparently. Okay. So guys, yes. So let's just go down here a little bit. So I want to show you this. So at P&G, I spent 6 years there. Sorry, it's in Portuguese. This training will be fully lectured in English, but I do have some Portuguese stuff here. I could make it in English. Sorry about that. There's just details in Portuguese actually, so don't mind it, please. So yeah, I worked as senior trade marketing manager for Gillette. So this is like the guy who connects marketing, the people having great ideas, with sales, the people actually making them work. And then you got to have someone who is in between, who knows a little bit about both, so you can connect both strategies. Otherwise, it's like it's different languages, you know? So yeah, so this is it. And this is what I did there. We brought some great results. At this time, I had a very small team, and I shared a larger team with other people there as a senior trade marketing manager. But what I want to show you is this experience. Oh, by the way, I skipped something that's huge. For Colgate Palmolive, which was my last corporate experience, I managed over 1,500 people. Dang, this is lots of people, huh? So 1,500 people between managers, coordinators, supervisors, and merchandisers, which are the guys who are at the stores and they make sure that you get your products. Okay, so this is it. Oh, this was a lot of people. So yes, HR, we worked very closely, and we had to make sure that we were hiring the right people. So then we go through all these HR trainings. So we're ready for doing interviews, and this is the things I'll be sharing with you. So besides Colgate Palmolive, there was also Procter & Gamble. I also did manage some large teams at P&G. Here, I was senior merchandising team manager, and I worked in the Northeast, one of the best, most beautiful places in Brazil. I live in Rio nowadays, so it's kind of hard. It's a very tough battle. Man, these places, God was so generous with both of them. Oh, nice. Guys, I have good news. You were in charge of a huge responsibility. Yes, brother. Lots of lives. It's not just numbers. It's people, right? I got good news. My friend Tony is not coming to class at 8. This means I'm free. I'm available. Okay, Tony, I would love for you to be here. Okay, I'm just celebrating with these guys is because we're in the middle of a job interview training. So this is the only thing I'm talking about. And Tony, for those of you who don't know, he's huge on the internet. He's just, oh my God, this guy. And I'm so privileged to have him as my student. I've learned so much from him because it's a different universe. He's a hardcore, for real entrepreneur. Man, this is like in his skin. And me coming from corporate, people think that they know about business when they're in corporate. It's different. When you're building your own business, man, it's different. Okay. I won't say one is easier than the other. Both are tough, but it's different. And I learned so much from him. And my background does help me a lot. But anyway, so he's not coming. This means we'll be here together. Just leave the message there so I can respond to him later. So we'll be here, guys. Yeah. Let's celebrate by tapping the screen. Huh? This is a good way to celebrate. Guys, I think I also gotta get some coffee. Should I? Anywho, let's just keep going. Coffee is important, right? You got your coffee there? Hopefully. Anywho, so yeah, big team here in the Northeast as well, and huge and very good results. Thank God throughout my career. Yeah, so it was good stuff. So I just wanted to show you this. Scrolling down there, I manage over 400 people. Okay, managers, coordinators, supervisors, and also merchandisers. And here, I worked with this key account, Atacadão, Açaí, Roldão. People from Brazil know who they are. And also, huge, very beautiful, good results. You can see it all in this profile. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this to assure you that you can listen to me, that I got some important stuff that I can share with you, and then you do whatever you want with it. Okay, if you say, okay, I don't trust you, that's fine. But oftentimes there's so much information out there. Who can we trust? So I'm just kind of like trying to prove it to you. And you can go to my LinkedIn profile. You'll see all of this attached to people who are part of this projects with me. So it makes it more relevant and realistic. I could just write words here, but it's not the case, guys. Just so you understand and you can check for yourself. So yes, here I also worked as sales manager in this region. And then there was also a large team there. One managed 3 coordinators, 70 sales representatives, and 20 merchandisers. Man, the music is just going in a place that I don't think it's good. So I would just pause it. Okay, good. I think it's best, right? Hey, Juan, good to have you here, man. Hugo, you are the man. Anyone else? If you guys got questions, please share them with us. We'll be here responding to all of them, okay? So sweet. Let's keep going. So this was just a little bit about like who I am professionally speaking. And all right, cool. Let's move forward to the things that matter most, which is the job interview training. And the first aspect, as I said, psychological preparation. So let's go there. So for the psychological preparation, I will talk to you guys as if you already knew English, okay? Of course, this training is being English is the language we're using here. But what I mean is, for some people, this is something that kind of frightens them. So I will talk a little bit in this perspective of things that you could do to be psychologically ready, even if you're afraid of job interviews in English. But even for any job interview kind of thing, this will help as well. Okay, so what do I mean by that? First of all, okay, let's say your English is not the greatest. Should you be afraid about doing a job interview? No. Why? Because they're not looking for an English teacher. So first point here, okay? they're not looking for an English teacher. You don't have to have perfect English. Okay, they're looking for you. This is why you're sitting across that table. That's because you have the experience. Okay, they saw something in your resume that drew their attention, and then they're like, okay, so this is the person we need to talk to out of other candidates, but you are one of them, so they're looking for you. They want someone who knows about their job, your area, your field. This is what they want, who can report to them in communicating and saying what's going on. Basically, this is it. All right. No big deal. This is all. So they just want someone who can tell them what's happening. You don't have to have perfect English for that. Okay. So don't worry about the prepositions. Don't worry about conjugations way too much. Okay. Be ready. Practice for English as a regular basis thing, as you go to the gym or as you do your cardio, as you do your diet, so this is it. So just do it as a weekly recurring thing, and this is it for English. Okay, now when you have a job interview, don't worry about it too much. You're not going to be fixing your English until then. Normally job interviews happen like in a week time span, so you won't fix marvelous things until then. So that's not the main goal. The main goal here is communicating your experience to these fine people who want to hear about you. Okay, so this is number one. Okay, hopefully the idea here is to take the pressure off your shoulders. So now number two is the fact that you can use the job interviews to practice. Okay, it's kind of a very hard thing for you to get that job your first try. Okay, so most likely you're going to have multiple job interviews. When I was signing up, for all these trainee positions, meaning these positions where you start off to be trained so you can be a manager right off the bat, man, these were very tough. It was like very prepared people aiming for them, and I had to do so many of them. And then once I finally got the P&G job, I had received so many no's. It's hundreds and hundreds of no's, actually. Not hundreds and hundreds of job interviews no's, but hundreds and hundreds of no's because I applied to so many trainees. So I know it's hundreds and hundreds because I saw the emails. I didn't even realize how many times I had tried. And yes, it was lots of times. I could even pull up my email account here. Man, this was a long time ago. It was like, anyway. And the thing is, even for the job interviews themselves, yes, I still receive lots of no's, and then tens of no's. Lots of them. So, but that was getting me ready for the job that would actually matter most. Okay, but however, nevertheless, this is not the case for our students for some reason. Oftentimes, I tell them this, like I said, to get the pressure off their shoulders. If you go at it with this practicing mentality, this will trick your mind, and then you won't feel as nervous. If you're not feeling nervous, you'll be more confident. As you feel confident, chances are you will perform well. Anywho, so we do the psychological preparation, having this as point number two. So yes, use them as practice. And what ends up happening is that lots of our students, the efficiency rate is just crazy high. They do like one job interview training and then they get the job. The testimonials are crazy. Man, it's kind of a funny, interesting thing, but it does happen a lot. So they go for the job interview with this approach. Hey, I'm not an English teacher. I don't have to have perfect English. They want me because of the things I know professionally. Okay. And let's use it as a practice round. Okay. They go at it with this mindset, and then they perform so well and they get these jobs. So it's kind of crazy, but it happens very often. Okay. So try this. Try it out. You have nothing to lose. Okay. Job interviews. There's so many job positions out there. Eventually you get other ones. Oh man, but this is the greatest. It's not. There will be better. Okay, just trust, and I don't know, trust the universe, trust your spirituality, trust God. Okay, there's something ready for you, but you got to be prepared. All right, you got to be ready for that too. So go with this mindset, and you'll be good. Okay. Let's see. So here we have number one. All right. They're not looking for an English teacher. You do not need perfect English. You need to explain your work clearly. They want someone who can talk about what happens in their field in Brazil. All right. So this is number one. This 3 points is just for about one topic. And then think of interviews as practice. This will bring low expectations and high confidence. Therefore, better performance. You'll be tricking your mind. Okay, every interview is training for the right opportunity. Okay, and then what if you get the job? You might be asking yourself, but dude, if I actually get this job, man, how am I going to perform? My English is not the greatest. Thou shalt not fear. Why? Because if you do get the job, this is the greatest. This is what every English teacher is looking for real life exposure. The classes are like a personal trainer. You'll be doing so well and learning so much when you're in class. All right, this is great. Why? Because that person is an expert. Okay, they know their craft. So like when you go to the gym with a personal trainer, they know exactly what you should be doing. They know the little details about your mistakes. They also motivate you. They don't let you just rest forever. Okay, all of these things are important, but at the same time, if you only go to the gym with a personal trainer because it's expensive twice a week, what do you do the other days of the week? You gotta do your homework, and there's no other better type of homework than real life exposure. Okay, so when you actually get the job, you will be talking to people every day, and man, this might be scary, but this is the thing we're looking for. Okay, this is real life. Okay, so you will do so good. You will be so good. You will do so well in so little. All right, so just trust it and go for it. Okay. So basically, this is it. So number one, they're not looking for an English teacher. Number two, use them as practice rounds. Number three, if you get the job, your English will be amazing. Okay, it will boost your progress. Okay, trust me. And then we'll be teaching you how to talk about your experience and everything else in this technique called CAR or STAR, which is the way you tell your story. So it's an engaging story and not just you listing all the responsibilities you did. Because imagine for the HR when they're talking to so many people throughout the day, hearing their stories once again, over and over. Man, this is tiring. So if you tell them in this car way, it'll be very clear to them how meaningful you were to the position, and it will also be engaging because you're telling it in an interesting way. All right. So this was the psychological preparation. Let's go to the next topic. Okay. Sweet. So far, so good, you guys. Do you have any questions? Please ask me. I'm here for you. Okay. Sweet. Let's see. Just double check if everything is all right. Okay. Everything looking great. All good. So let's keep going. Alrighty. So here, behavioral tips. Okay. So things you should do before, during, and after the interview. Okay. So you stand out. So, first of all, interview habits. Research the company and its challenges. All right, this is obvious, and just Googling it nowadays is not enough, but you will have a prompt with us that will do a marvelous work and will bring you what really matters about the region, that market, that specific position, based on what they're going through right now. Okay, so, and it will also tell you how you can add value to that position. So, man, this is just amazing. You'll be very prepared, okay, with this prompt, and it won't cost you much. I mean, what I'm saying is like in terms of effort, it's just like Control C, Control V, and this is it. Amazing. All right. So you got to be ready, man, because other people might be doing stuff that's similar to this, okay? And but just to tell you, if you do this, people go to job interviews like they want to wing it. Let's see what he does. If it's for me, it is for me. If it's not, it's not. They don't really get ready. So just by getting ready for the job interview, you're ahead of your competition by so much. Okay, so do the basics, and they're actually not the basics. They're actually what really matters. Okay, they feel like basic because it's like, I don't know if you guys remember this guy. His name was Mr. M. He would show magic tricks. He would show like what was behind the scenes, how they were prepared. So basically, with Mr. M, after you saw how the magics worked, they were basic. They were no fun anymore. You felt like, this is just it. All right, that's not fun at all. So we kind of have this impression of whenever it's abstract and we don't really know what's going on, then it's wow, oh my God. And then when we do know the logic behind things, we're like, this is so little. I don't really think I'll be ready by just researching the company, but you will. This is the magic, So this is number one about your behavioral tips. You got to know about what's going on beforehand. This will make you stand out. All right, trust me. Number two, do not oversell. I was doing job interviews for my English school. Actually, it was for this team that we got for students who want to study in the U.S. And I have a partnership with this university in California. I actually work for them. They outsource. I'm a contractor, so we have this office here to support them by sending students from all over the world, actually. But okay, we also have an operation in Brazil, and I was hiring for this position, and some people were just perfect. But perfect is not true. It's not realistic. Nobody's perfect, So when you oversell, it's obvious that you're hiding something. And people who are experienced and having been leading with people, we know that this is not the case. All right? Trust me. So be vulnerable. If you got flaws, talk about them. If you don't know things, be honest. That's all right. Just say, I don't know that. But talk about how you really are. Perhaps you're someone like all of us. We don't know everything, of course. But perhaps you're someone who go after the information and you're a fast learner. So just state that, Okay, I don't know everything about this, but I do have some idea. Anyway, the idea I have about this wouldn't make me 100% confident about actually working with this specific thing that you're mentioning, but I would do my research. I would also definitely be mentored by someone in your company. I do have mentors outside of the company, and I would talk to them. I would also do my research and learn it within like 2 weeks or 1 month and be the expert at this. Trust me, I have done it many times and I would do it again. This is all right. This is all right. You can just be honest. Don't oversell. All right. People who are used to dealing with teams know when people are BSing them. So don't be this guy. All right. Be honest. So number one, research the company. This sounds like the basics, but it's the magic. And number two, do not oversell. Be vulnerable. Be honest. This will actually make you score some points. Okay. Trust me. That's how it works. I actually ended up hiring this woman who wasn't the most ready, apparently, but because she's felt like the most honest. This is what I need. I need people of character, and then I came trainer, and this is how it works. And then also afterwards, send a thank you message. It was their time. Their time is precious. They are going through many, many things, and they took their time to being with you. So be thankful about that, and also express your gratitude and how much you would like to, if if it makes sense to them to be in that position because you like the offer. If that's true. If you didn't like the offer, don't say that. Just be like, I'm not gonna be saying this just so I get the job and then say no to the job just so I have like many options. No, don't worry about it too much. You will feel it in your heart that this is for you, and then just say this fine, concise, cohesive, short message saying thank you for your time. It was great being with you today. I really like the opportunity. If it makes sense to you guys, I would love to be part of your team. Hope to hear from you soon. This is beautiful. This helps you go to the front of the line once again, So it's a little tip, but it will help. All right, good. So interview habits. Number one, research the company and its challenges. It's the basics. If it sounds like the basics, but it's actually the real magic trick. Number two, do not oversell. They can sniff it from a distance, and send a thank you message afterwards so you are remembered. Okay, now other behavioral tips about talking like a leader. Any questions so far? Anyone? Please share your questions if you got any, and let me get some water. Water. Ah, water, guys. Very important. Guys, I should get some coffee too, right? You guys got your coffee. All right, let me throw this out just because it's so cold. And then I will get some coffee real quick. Okay, 1 second. Can I leave for 1 second and come back? Hopefully, this will not ban me from life. 1 second. I actually meant for life. Oh, my face is there. I guess this is enough. Hopefully. Coffee is life. Have you guys seen Ted Lasso? Remember Danny Rojas? From Ted Lasso, he would say, soccer is life. I don't know if you guys seen it. Maybe this is a very bad reference. But I wish I could talk like Ted Lasso. And he makes all these analogies and references. I know nothing about them, actually, to be honest. It's good. It's from yesterday, though. But it's good enough. You guys got coffee? You like coffee? Prefer tea? Black tea? All right, funny story about China. I didn't show it to you guys, but I also worked in China. I mean, I worked for this company here in Brazil, and I had to travel to China actually. So that was inaccurate. So I didn't work in China, but I did have to travel to China, and it's here, guys. Okay, for this company, beautiful company, I love them. I worked in the uh, uh, international trade. I don't know how they call it. So I had to travel to China. The point is, um, Germany, China, and Taiwan. Coke Zero, brother. Yesterday I was playing beach tennis, and this lady was like, "Oh, I'm thirsty. Can you get me a Coke Zero?" or zero Coke. I don't know how they call it. I was like, "Are you sure? You should have some water. I mean, you're playing beach tennis." Oh, some Gatorade, Powerade, but Coke. Coke's Coke. I guess Coke is poison. Careful with that, Hugo. You know, I know they're good at what they do, but I used to work with the CEO. He was one of my students from a Coke company. I won't say which one of them because Coke's got many companies. And he was like, "I'm telling you a secret here. Don't tell anyone." Now I'm telling you guys. But I'm not saying who he was. But he was like, "I don't drink Coke." Yeah, dude, I understand. You're guilty pleasure. I know how it is. I mean, we're not perfect, and yeah, pleasure is important. Um, but something that kind of made me like more natural stuff was fasting because everything starts to be so good and tempting. This kind of junk stuff might be even more tempting than, but just a regular juice will be like, wow. But I mean, when you're fast, sorry, never mind. When you're fasting, you don't fast liquids. I mean, you don't. I mean, you just keep drinking water. Actually, you gotta fast drinking other things that got sugar or protein or anything like that. But when you're just drinking water, mag would taste marvelous. So you would be craving it, just a nag. So this is something that does help. Anyway, let's go back here. So funny story about China is now that I was drinking coffee and I asked about the tea, is that in China, we would have these meetings with different factories. We would go there to get to know about them and everything else. And they would show us the factory, negotiate with us, and they would also always be bringing some tea and then pouring this very, very hot tea. And then in the Brazilian culture, we have this perspective of not offending the hosts by taking in whatever they bring to the table, right? I don't know if you have this as part of your education, but it's kind of like a regular common sense thing here in Brazil. And I think it kind of comes from scarcity. So we kind of had so little in the past generations that we would be on offense to not consume the things that they're offering you because that's an effort. Okay? Right. So this is kind of what I think we come from when it comes to like always just consuming stuff from the table. And then there's a funny thing about this, because if there's something very, very, very good like steak or a very nice fine dessert, you want to have little of it because you want other people to have it. So it's so messed up. And then when there's something bad, you want to have more of it, so you don't come across as someone who rejected their food. Man, it's so hard going to people's house if you go with this mentality. I remember that as a kid, you were working on it, not healthy at all. Oh, bro, you'll get there, man. You'll get there. You'll get there. Do some research about fasting, and then I think that this will help you stay hydrated when you do fast. But this will help you consume some good things for you, okay, for your body. And all right, so do you guys get this logic? It's very messed up. As a kid, my dad, as a pastor, he would visit all this church members' houses, and then we would have to go with him, of course, because we couldn't stay at home. And then this was the logic when they offer things. Oh, this tastes awful. You gotta have more of it because you don't want to, offend them because their food is bad. And then we would have to eat bad food. Man, this is so bizarre. And then when there was something very, very good, don't have too much. Don't have too much of it. Don't have too much. So, what's the point? I gotta have the bad stuff. I can't have the good stuff. Oh my God, this is a very messed up culture we got here in Brazil. Okay, but with this mentality, we went to China. My colleague and I would be the translator. Okay, and I would also like do the importation aspect of it, and this guy would be the expert. And this Chinese people, very friendly and educated and welcoming. They kind people. They would always be pouring this very hot tea. So we would kind of wait a little bit, maybe just take a sip, and then eventually, uh, just drink it all in. And then they would bring more. And they're like, "Oh my God, and this tastes so bad. We gotta have it again because they will be offended if we don't. And then we would drink it again, and then again they would keep on bringing this, And I think it's part of their culture. At the third or fourth visit, we were like, man, maybe we're supposed to leave a little bit there because if we drink it all, they would just be pouring more, like forever. I think that these guys probably had so much tea, and then once we got to their factories." They were like, dude, these guys love tea. Go make some more. So they would keep on bringing more and more tea because they probably thought that we were in love with their tea. And we were actually just trying to not offend them. So this was kind of crazy. So, anywho, I guess in their culture, if you don't serve them to a point that they're so full that they will live a little bit in their cups or plates, then they will feel bad about not providing you enough, with enough. So I think that this is where they're coming from. I went very much off topic here, but this is the Chinese story. Now back to the job interview training. Okay, now about talking like a leader. Speak to lead, not to be liked. All right. So you got to make decisions. You got to be firm about it in a kind way, but position yourself. Good. Control your emotions and reactions. All right. So as people disagree with you, don't flip. Don't flip back at them. Don't freak out. Just control your reactions and talk about it. This is your frontal cortex being used, and this is how it's got to be. Speak with purpose. Don't be just chit-chatting. Once the meeting got started, be about the topic. Oftentimes, the question is about one specific thing at the job interview, and then the candidates are like going off about other stuff, and they get lost within the question itself. So think about what they're really asking. Try to answer that specific topic, and this is it. Move on to the next question. All right. They asked you about one thing. Talk about that one thing. And this is it. All right. And then ask better questions. So just don't be asking questions that will make everybody waste time. Okay. In this job interview training, you will also be ready with questions to ask your HR or also the manager who will be hiring for that position. Stop over explaining. That's your opinion. Your opinion matters, especially as a leader. Okay, people are looking for leaders so they can be led. Okay, this is obvious, but I mean, if you don't act like a leader who's got an opinion, of course you can explain if people ask questions. But if nobody asked anything, why are you over explaining about it? If you get the sense that okay, maybe they didn't get it, then okay, that's all right. You can be like, "Are you guys clear? Did you understand my point?" You can talk a little bit more about it if they ask for it, or if you feel like they didn't get your point, then you can just double check. All right, maybe you didn't fully understand what I was trying to say. Did you get it? Otherwise, it can go a little bit further. So, yes, in those situations, all right. But if they just asked you, you said it, why are you over explaining? Okay, it's clear. They're intelligent people, and they're there, and they have been doing this for a while, so it's fine. Stop seeking for validation. Okay, so I mean, you're the leader, so it's about where you want to go. Um, getting some feedback, it's important, but then too much of it doesn't make sense, okay? Because this might show that you're looking at them as the people who would lead you, actually, instead of you leading them, okay? And then match body language to your words. Oh, we're so excited about this. I'm very confident about this. This doesn't make sense, you know. Speak from your heart, you know. Maybe you're not confident about something, then either process your thoughts until you're confident about it, or be honest about it. Be like, this is something tough. We're gonna have to be very careful about it, but I'm sure we're gonna find a way out, as you have done many times in the past. So anyway, and then project your voice. Okay, so I'm not good at this. I'm not very good at projecting my voice. There are many trainings out there, free tips. So just get some of them, do the trainings every day until you're good at this. If you don't project your voice, you're gonna sound weak. Sounding weak will make you not stand out. Okay, lots of things here. This is actually about management as a whole, especially for leaders. Why does it matter? Maybe that's not even your position. Because normally, when companies are hiring, they're looking for not just someone to fill in that specific position, but for people who could actually be two roles above. Okay, so this is the modus operandi of HR companies or of HR departments as a whole. They don't want to be hiring people all the time. They normally want people with the potential to be promoted and then promoted again. And then this is why oftentimes they ask for your English, even though you won't be using English for that position. And then you're like, why do I need English? This position won't even require English on a regular basis, because they were hiring you so you can be promoted and then promoted again. And then in this next level, start reporting to people in English. Okay. So this is it. All right. So talking as a leader will make you stand out and help you be more ready for this position. Oh, is this something that I should just practice for the interview? Definitely not. This is something that you should practice for your regular job and start acting like this at your regular job. And this is actually, this, as a matter of fact, this is what will um get you ready for the job interview whenever it comes. Okay, maybe the job interview is in a week. Okay, then now you know, practice a little bit and be ready for this job interview in a week with these tips as well, these behavioral tips. Now, but let's say you don't get that specific job. Like I said, use it as a practice round. Then start doing this on your day to day, you know, and then you will be more ready for whenever the right time comes. Okay, so interview habits: research the company, don't oversell, send a thank you message, talking like a leader, speak to lead, not to be liked, control your emotional reactions, speak with purpose, ask better questions, stop over explaining, stop seeking validation from everybody or all the time, match your body language to your words, and project your voice. Okay, so far so good. Shall we keep moving forward? Let's go. Alrighty, so these are some common interview questions that everybody's got to be ready for. And you know what's good is that as we have your resume, and I will show you a little bit how we're going to do this, then for all of these questions, you will have a possible answer. You don't have to memorize them, but they will help you get your ideas straight. Okay? And all right, so I'll show you that in a little bit. I'll show you some examples from real life students, and I will also do one example here with you guys. If you're not confident about your English, then uh, what we'll do here, and even for anyone, just because a job interview can be a nerve wracking thing. So what we'll do here is actually bring your speech 2 levels below. So let's say you're a C1 level, then we're going to bring it to a B1. All right. Your B2 level, we're going to bring it to an A2. It's kind of a hard thing, because then it starts to be very basic, but that's all right. So you feel very confident about it. If you're a B1, then we got to bring it to an A2 because, as an A1, then you won't even be able to do a job interview. But this is it. All right. So we'll just simplify your speech as guidance. But then, of course, when you're there, you just free flow. Don't try to get things from memory about like what were the things in that speech. Just go with who you are. You're ready for it. Just by having your ideas straight, you will do a better job than 95% of the people. Okay, trust me. So, what are the common interview questions? Number 1, tell me about yourself. If you start, you got to be ready for this. And yes, this is it. Now, why do you want to work here? All right, so this will be there. Not all of these questions will be asked, of course, but these are like common questions that some of them will be there. So it's good for you to be ready for all of them. What are your strengths? What is your biggest weakness? Why should we hire you? Can you describe a challenge you faced at work and how you handled it? Tell me about a time you worked in a team. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Why did you leave your last job? Do you have any questions for us? All right. So once again, number 1, tell me about yourself. Number 2, why do you want to work here? Number 3, what are your strengths? Number 4, what's your biggest weakness? Number 5, why should we hire you? Number 6, can you describe a challenge you faced at work and how you handle it? Okay, this is a very key one because we're going to use the car technique to talk about it. Number 7, tell me about a time you worked in a team. Number 8, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Number 9, why did you leave your last job? And number 10, do you have any questions for us? Okay, these are common job interview questions, okay? Let's move forward. Now, for the specific interview questions, we're going to use what we need from you is your resume. Oops, sorry about this. Okay, so for your for the prompt, we're gonna be starting into the AI. What we're gonna need from you is your resume, okay, your curriculum, also the interviewer profile. The AI can do some research for us here. If we have the job description, okay, that's enough if we know the company. So, of course, the job description and company. And then we'll have this tailored questions I will show you a little bit about. And here, when we talk about them, depending on the type of question, for most of them, we're going to use the card technique, which turn experiences into compelling answers. It's basically storytelling in a very good way. What does that mean? Let me show you. So the card technique is basically this. This is what we're trained in HR, so we can look for this pattern when people are telling their stories. And if they're not telling this and we like the candidate, then we start to ask questions to get this type of information from them. Okay, so this is the key thing here. Now, if you go at a job interview and you already talk about yourself in this pattern, then it will be very engaging and easy for them to understand, and they will want to pay attention to what you're saying. All right, this sounds amazing. So what is it about? So it's basically this. C stands for context, A for actions, R for results. You spend a little bit of your time talking about how you found the position when you joined the team. How was the department? What was going on? What were the opportunities and issues, problems that you faced when you just got started, right? Oh man, it was very unorganized. It was chaotic. There were no KPIs, no strategies. There was overspending. We were low in budget. This kind of things. Okay. Then you talk about your actions. This is where you spend most of your time, 70 to 80% of your time. This is not your whole interview time. It's the time from one answer, which will take like from 2 to 5 minutes. Okay. So it's very little time. It's just you giving one answer. So you talk about context and then your actions. Your actions are not a list of responsibilities. Oh, I'm in charge of processing reports. This is boring. Nobody wants to hear that. And kind of everybody does process reports. So this will make you sound like everybody else. Okay. But no, you analyzed the data, you understood what the gaps were, and then you brought it to your manager. Uh, you didn't just bring the problem, but a potential solution that you thought about. Your manager agreed with you. And then you guys started having weekly meetings about this as you were working on the topic to solve it. So then you worked with the other teams to make it everybody else's priorities as well. And then they helped you out. And then over time, we move on to the last part here, results. So that's the ending. Here, then you will say, after these actions, this is what happened. Then we seized the overspending. Okay? Does that sound good? Then we brought in some good results. We double from last year. So this is it. That's how you tell the story. So let's see an example here. So for context, the department's results were flat compared with the previous year, and the team was feeling discouraged. They're like, oh my God, we're not going to do it. All right, then actions. I implemented weekly meetings to define clear goals for the week and month. I held monthly one-on-one meetings to understand the team's needs. You talk to them individually to be like, okay, what do you actually need? I negotiated better strategies with senior management based on those conversations. We worked together to deliver the targets. Okay. So we. You see that pattern? So I did a bunch of hard work and talked to people. We delivered good results. So we worked together to deliver the targets. Results, we grew 20% year over year, generating an addition 20 million in revenue for the company. This is what it is. All right. So, it's a short, concise answer. You're not going to be going in circles here. It's just what it is. Maybe this was the question. What was it? Can you describe a challenge you faced at work and how you handle it? And then you say, okay, there was this company where I had this position, and then the department results were flat compared with the previous year, and the team was feeling discouraged, and then you start listing this. Does that make sense, guys? This is good stuff. Trust me. Just talk about yourself in this way. All right, now let me now show you some examples of the kind of information we will have by using the prompt that I'll be sharing with you. So let's see. Hey, friend. It's amazing, right? So this is good stuff. So if you guys have any questions, hey there, my friend. If you guys have any questions about this, please share. Okay, so I will help you out, and then this can actually help many others who are not here necessarily. Okay, so please share your questions. So this is how you got to talk about your story. Let me do something here that I think will help with visual. It might be better now, huh? Yeah, this is pretty awesome. Okay, so now let me show you what this actually looks like. There is lots of theory here. Now let's see what this actually looks like. Oh, okay. I think that this is better. Sweet. Um Alrighty. Okay, this looks little. So all the things we went through, we go through them with the student. Job interview training, the right mindset, the right attitude, the pitch in the car way, job interview general questions. Okay? And then job interview specific questions with AA prompt. Good? All right. So from here, this is what it generates. Oops. All right. So maybe this might be too little, but basically here, all right. So we got like two things here. So these are the questions tab, and there's also the relevant information you should know about the company, the market, the position, the region, everything else. So this is about the questions. This will talk a little bit about the position, the company, how the student, how the candidate, which is my student, right? My mentee, me as a mentor, how they should position themselves, strategic information about who they are and who the company is, what the position wants, and then what the candidate needs to communicate. Okay, so there's like some information here. So basically, in this case, this is a guy with very strong results coming from a marketing background. Okay, and now he's going for a business unit position, which deals with not just marketing but also the commercial area and sales, right? Marketing, sales, and training. So now three areas. And so, why would you give such important position to someone whose background was mostly marketing? Okay, so then he needs to prove himself as capable of this. And one thing that he had in his favor at that is that he was doing a career transition and he had been working with sales for a while and bringing in strong results. And he did that on purpose, just so he would be ready for a business unit position eventually, you know? So now he had both experiences, but this experience in sales was very little compared to his experience in marketing. On the other hand, he was performing super well. So this was his challenge. Okay. And then look, tell me about yourself. So this will be the HR questions. Tell me about yourself. And then this is a potential B2 answer. B2 is the level, right? So this guy is a C1 actually. And then we did B2 answers for him. We could have done B1, but we did B2 and he did well. So basically, we would ask him the question, he would answer, and then I would also let him read afterwards, and then he would answer it again. Sometimes, if he didn't know what to say, then he would just read it right away and then give his answer. Okay? But he wouldn't be trying to memorize things. He would just get the reasoning, get his ideas straight, and then go at it. Okay? So, HR interview. Why are you interested in this position, in this opportunity? Okay? Um, why this company? Why Canada? So this position was to be business unit head in Canada. You recently joined this other company? Why would you consider leaving now? So HR tries to understand your motivations if you're really ready for this, because your curriculum looks good. It looks like you would be good for them, but uh, I mean, from a more technical standpoint. Now, where's your heart though? So this is what HR is trying to map out, because perhaps you wouldn't want to move. It's a huge transition, moving to Canada. So are you ready for real? You just joined a new company. How are things going there? So why did you leave this other previous company and then join the one that you're in right now? Same thing for the other company. Now about relocating, are you really open to relocating to Canada? So these are the HR questions. You see, none of them were in the basic questions. This was produced by AI. If you have a good prompt, then it's gonna nail it for you. Okay, you'll be very ready for anything they might throw at you. And even if they throw something that you didn't practice for, you're just so ready for anything that you will be able to improvise in a very good way. Okay, so scrolling down, eventually, we're gonna get to the okay, just before we move on to the manager's questions, um, there will be some questions that you should ask HR. So you also show interest. This is a relationship being started. So, when you go on a date, you're trying to investigate. As a man, oftentimes you're just going for the looks, which is not smart. You should investigate. But women will be investigating. Okay, this is too general. Maybe it's not like that for everybody. But overall, women seem to be more wise. And I'm not talking about the relationship between men and women. It's just women in general. I guess that whenever women go on dates with other women, they do the same. Whereas men might do the same. So they might both be going for the looks only. I don't know, man. I have no idea, actually, to be honest. But as a whole, from my background, what seems to be the pattern is guys go for the looks as a whole. So this would be you only going for the money. Oh, the position looks interesting. I'll be promoted. I'll be in Canada. I'll be making tons of money. Doesn't matter everything else. It does matter. You don't want to regret such huge leap, you know? You got to be certain about it. So ask questions. This will actually come across as a good thing. Don't ask way too many questions. Pick good ones that really resonate with you and then ask them. Maybe they're not even here, but make sure that you leave some room for questions. It's like a date. You're dating at the job interview. Are you actually going to start, a relationship? So does it only depend on the company? That's not this will be a toxic relationship. So, okay, what are some questions they recommended Caio would ask HR? So, just so you know, for the first HR call, I would choose 3, not 7. So, they listed a menu here, and then you would pick the best ones that would resonate with you. If you have other questions that are not here, then just throw some of these out and put yours in, okay? So, what are the main priorities for the person who joins this role during the first 12 months? Where are you stepping into? How warm is the water? This is the kind of question. Could you tell me about the size and structure of the team? Who will you be managing? Okay, so you can try and understand, like, if you have done this before, if this will be something that will demand more from you, and how interesting of a challenge it is. Normally, when you're in this type of environment, you want a big team. As long as you have like other people to help you lead, this is what you want. What is the reason the position is open? Somebody fired? Are you guys just splitting the business unit, or what? What would the interview process look like after our conversation? So what are the next steps, right? How does this company normally support international relocation for a leadership position? Is there an expected timeline for the person to be based in Canada? How would you describe the culture of the Canadian leadership team? Okay, so just pick three, or if you have yours, add them there and ask up to three HR questions. This will be good. Now, what I want to show you is that from HR, then it goes to the manager of the position. So as we know the position, AI will also be able to identify who's hiring for that position. Oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes. And this does help. So business ownership. What does being a business unit head mean to you? So remember this guy's challenge. He was very strong marketing background, not very strong sales background. Manager will ask about this. This is like right in your face. But as a candidate, he didn't know that, So we were getting him ready for this. Um, Let me just scroll down a little bit because I want to show you something else. So tell me about a business you help grow. So this is a potential car answer, you know, with context, action, and results. This is what I was telling you guys is about. All right, good. Give me an example where you improve both revenue and profitability. So another potential car answer. So as they know your resume, then they will be able to help you structure these types of answers. Okay, and you'll be very ready for it. And you'll be able to improvise and talk about other stuff too. Let me show you guys as another example. Oh yeah, by the way, so the third tab is about relevant info about the company. So here we have information about the market, um, details about like what they're looking for, what they're struggling with, what types of movements they've been doing, what are the trends, how your profile matches what they're looking for, you know. So this is it. This is it. Okay, so very good stuff. So now let me do the same for this other guy. So same thing, right? We have the interview training with questions like we were going through, and then information about General Motors. So this guy is in legal head for Nestle, and he was being interviewed for General Motors, and guess what? He got the position, and then Nestle did a counter offer, and he decided to stay in Nestle. So good. So basically, this is the same. Then it lists all the key people here. It talks about the key numbers, current strategies, competitive and regulatory context. So depending on what you're going for, the AI will adapt it. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show. Now let's do a real life example with me, and then I'll leave you guys with the prompt, and we'll call it a day. All right, so let's do it. Um, you would just go here. Okay, then what we're gonna use is this. You have access to this. And then here, everything we went through in the presentation. And this is the prompt for the questions. And this is the prompt for the deep research. Okay. I know it's looking little, but basically we got three tabs. One is just the regular interview training that we just went through. The other one is the prompt for the questions. The other one is the prompt for the study about the position. All right, so let's just get a random position online. This is why LinkedIn would have helped. Let me resend the code by SMS. Ooh, so sign in. Let me try to sign into LinkedIn so we can just get a random job position here and do a real life experiment. Can you guys hear the siren? Hmm. All right, let's do accounting. Hey, if you actually want to send me your resume, I can do it with your resume right now. I can even give you access to the file so you can start your training. Okay? I just wanted to sign into LinkedIn. LinkedIn is so bad at signing in. Maybe I shouldn't do the two verification step thing. Maybe that's what's throwing me off. Ooh, here it is. Yay. 06 11 73. Yeah. All right, here, LinkedIn. Hopefully the platforms won't ban me just because I'm showing LinkedIn. So we go to jobs. No, I'm not hiring now. Ooh, I gotta change this. Post job, manage jobs, job tracker. Now I want to look for a job. Where do I go for that? Okay, I would just describe the job you want. Okay, accounting job. A specific position, accounting head. What should I say? Accounting position. All right, let's go with this. SpaceX. How about that? Sounds interesting, right? Let's work with rockets. So about the job, this is what we want, okay? So let's get this there. I want all of this. Can I just share this? I wonder if they would be able to. So let's just start a ChatGPT conversation. I'll paste this here. Okay, just copy and paste that. And then I will also get the about the job. And I will paste it here too. All right. So, yes, Victor, if you want, you can send me your resume on WhatsApp. If not, then I will just go with mine, okay? Then what we'll do here is go to our prompt for questions, and then we'll do the same. Copy, go back here, and paste. All right. Okay, I haven't received the resume, and we kind of have to wrap up. So then I will add my own. Go on. All right, cool. I will just add my own LinkedIn profile. So, are you guys seeing my screen? Yeah. Let me see where it's at. Okay, it's here. So let me show you what I do to get this. I could just put in my own LinkedIn profile, but let me open another tab just so we don't lose the job position in case we need it. And then I would basically go to the home screen, click on my own profile, and then we got resources here. You can save to PDF. You see that? Let me zoom in. So you go to your own profile, you click on resources, you click on save to PDF. Good? Good. Alrighty. So now we go here with profile and all of that. So basically this in the beginning it's the job position, and then at the end I have the questions. The job interview questions. I will also do the market research. Let's hit play. Do your magic. All right, you don't really have to use ChatGPT. You could also do it at Claude. You could also use Gemini, whatever you prefer. What we need is the job position, your resume, and the prompt. There's three things, and you're good. Okay. Then after this is done, we'll also do it um, for the market research. Okay. Overall fit, strong fit. You have several unusually strong transferable qualifications. Man, this is very tough because I mean, never done any accounting, so it's a challenge. But the AI will do their work. You spent 6 years at P&G and later became national merchandising manager at Colgate Palmolive. Your P&G career included sales supervisor, sales manager, key account manager, senior merchandising team manager, and senior trade marketing manager. That is valuable because SpaceX is looking for someone comfortable with complexity, deadlines, multinational environments, cross-functional work, high transaction business volume, and autonomy, accountability. So you see keywords for you to use at your job interview. Scale of leadership. At Colgate, you'll add an organization of more than 1,500 people across Brazil. At P&G Northeast, you manage a structured, including managers, coordinators, supervisors, and approximately 400 merchandisers across 6 states and more than 1,000 stores. Okay, let's see what's problematic about me though. English. The main gap. This is significant. I see no evidence in the submitted LinkedIn profile of professional accounting ownership involving. So, see, it's not really meant for me, but they will find a way to make me look attractive. Okay. So, monthly accounting close, journal entries, balance sheet reconciliations. Oh, man, I've been doing this for Inglesial though. Accrual accounting, reserves, intercompany accounting, foreign exchange accounting, U.S. GAAP, IFRS, Brazilian statutory accounting, whatever. You do have experience with financial control, forecasting, and commercial finance related decisions, but those are not equivalent. Anywho, yeah, true that. So let's go to the questions. And meanwhile, let me just see if they're done. Okay, they're done. So let me just add here the the other prompt, the one about the deep study. Okay, then we'll do the same with the deep study. All right, so let them work while we see the questions. So questions. Look, this is beautiful. Story bank. Why should we hire you instead of an experienced accountant? This is tough. This is probably the hardest question. If the main requirement is someone who already has many years of hands-on statutory and technical accounting experience, I understand that another candidate may be stronger than me in that area. What I bring is different. I have worked in demanding multinational environments, managed complex business in very large teams, delivered strong cost reductions and growth, created analytical tools, and improved processes. So, I would bring strong business judgment, ownership, and operational thinking. The key question is whether SpaceX sees value in that broader profile for this specific accounting position. Looking good. I like it. Okay, I would hire myself. Just kidding. I would go with an accountant for sure. I'm looking for one specific job to be done and then just hiring like sales manager. What sense does that make? What would you do in your first 90 days? Tell me about a time your work affected several countries. How do you identify the root cause of a problem? Give me an example of using data to find an opportunity. Tell me about managing a very complex organization. So yes, see, they find a way out. And let's see now the study about the company. Oh, they're still searching the web. So yeah, this is a deep research. So basically, this is it. Eventually, they will come up with the type of, let's get the general manager example. Info about general manager. I'm sorry, General Motors. Uh, the key people there, footprint and structure, key numbers, current strategy, notable move, competitive and regulatory context. Okay, and then if we do the same here for this other candidate, oops, let's just close it. Who the customer really is, the competitive landscape. Canada is not just a smaller US for them to watch out for. Regulation, very important in Canada. Why the general manager, the CEO background matters even more now. How the JD maps to the candidate. I don't know what the JD is, actually, to be honest. The strategic problem I would expect the candidate to inherit, and so on and so forth. It does pay off. But I think that you could get lots. So Hugo said the free version, the premium version of ChatGPT pays off. It does. But you could also work with the free one and see what you get. There's also Claude and there's also Gemini and others. But this is it, guys. I hope you liked it. I hope this will be useful. We'll be sharing this with you, okay? So you get the prompts and also the job interview training. And yes, if you need more help, please reach out and then we can do the one-on-one training. For Kyle, for example, he did 8 hours straight of training, not with only me, but different mentors as well that from our company, and he performed super well. With Daniel, same thing. So this is it for now. I hope you guys liked it. It was an intense training, but it aims to add value to you guys' lives. And I hope that you will do great at your next job interview. And remember, use it as practice. Then you'll feel good about it, and most likely you're going to get it. Okay? So take care. God bless you all, and I'll see you later. See you later, alligator.